fell behind, so no damage done except perhaps to egos here, but the checkered flag celebrates.
Test mic. Test mic. Test mic. Test mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Gravity. It can't hold us back if we keep moving forward. Limits. We stretch them, break them, set them. Our passion, unbeatable. Our devotion, unstoppable. They call us speed chasers, the fast lane philosophers. Engineers of ever better motorsports bred cars. Driven by endurance, precision, and raising bars. Designed for the spirit of racing within us all. Running the perfect lap, closing the seconds gap. Then, doing it again, but faster. Nothing stops us pushing the limits for better. This is GAZOO Racing.
Second. Exit standby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go grid.
The goal is always to win. It's a long race, so let's see what we can do.
Over 6 seasons, every year, 45 racers compete for a place on this podium.
This is GAZOO Racing.
Good race. Oh my god, that was the hardest race I've ever raced in my life, man. Oh, up to the last corner. Oh.
This is where champions are built.
Yeah!
Nice.
Ready to race.
Talents uncovered.
I mean, tomorrow is a new race. Plenty of opportunities starting from P3, so I'll try to make it work. It's a new day.
Rookies nurtured.
Yeah! Yes! Let's freaking go! We won, baby!
Let's go!
We feel like we have the potential. We're gonna get this one.
This is GAZOO Racing.
This is GAZOO Racing. P1! May the best driver win.
Alright racing fans, we draw round 1 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025 to a close. Congratulations to all our winners here on this podium. Congratulations to the teams as well. And we look forward to round 2 that's happening at the end of June. Be there racing fans, because this is GAZOO Racing.
Catch us next round!
So my final position today is a P3, so we're on the podium. I feel so much better, compared to yesterday. It really picked up the pace today. Even though a bad start dropped me to last place, I still managed to actually stick to the boys, unlike yesterday, and managed to get my elbows out with them. And it felt really good to be on track and battle with them. And it really brings back the fire of racing again in me. I think what made it memorable for me is the way I approached it. Yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But today I was like, I need to stop overthinking it, but take a breather and reset. And that definitely helped a lot. The mental aspect definitely helped my performance today, so really glad. What's next for me right now is definitely improving on, my shifting and my racecraft. And being able to handle things under pressure, especially when there's tons of cars around me, being able to battle with them.
ก็สนามแรกนะครับผมสตาร์ทที่9ครับแล้วก็จบในที่8ครับแล้วก็มาในวันอาทิตย์ผมสตาร์ทที่9แล้วจบในอันดับที่4นะครับก็ผมรู้สึกว่ามันยังทำได้มากกว่านี้ครับสนามหน้าผมก็จะพยายามมากกว่านี้แล้วก็ผมจะเรียนรู้มากกว่านี้ครับผมคิดว่านักแข่งไทยนักแข่งมาเลเซียเนี่ยมีลูกเล่นมากกว่าเพราะว่าขับกันโหดกว่าแล้วก็ฝีมือเท่ากันมากกว่าก็ผมเคยขับแบบฟูลแท็กแล้วนะครับอันนี้เป็นครั้งแรกในการขับแบบฮาร์ดแท็กของผมครั้งแรกก็ผมจะพยายามให้เต็มที่ครับแล้วก็จะเตรียมตัวมาให้พร้อมมากกว่า
All in all, Alhamdulillah, it's quite a good race. Started P4 and then P2. A lot of 2 FCY, so that really made everything interesting. Was maintaining P4 the whole way, but got lucky in the start from the second FCY. Could have snitched P1, but I felt it was a bit of risk in turn 2 because I already got tangled up already, so I'm quite happy with P2. Still good points. Currently leading the championship and not so heavy weight, so I'm quite pleased with that. For the next round, it's going to be full layout. And I've heard it's also double points. Amongst the grid, I think I'm the heaviest now. But it's not so crazy. But, in a long distance, in a full track, might be beneficial to me. Just it's all about managing throughout the whole 1 hour and see who the best driver who will be able to manage the car and tires.
Calling all Toyota GAZOO Racing fans, watch out for round 2 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025. Double the points, double the track, double the excitement, double the adrenaline, because this is GAZOO Racing.
That's how you make performance tires. Unveiling the new Proxys Sports 2, an ultra-high performance tire that allows drivers to safely maximize their enjoyment of driving. With a tagline engineered for excitement, Proxys Sports 2 is optimized for the high torque powertrains to deliver an exciting ride for all sports car drivers. The all-new Proxys Sports 2 is the newest addition to Malaysia's popular Proxys Sports range for the passenger and SUV car tires, offering 2 excellent features that sets it apart from its predecessor: precise handling and exceptional wet grip. The tire's precise handling enables drivers to navigate corners with ease, while its exceptional wet grip provides superior traction on wet roads, ensuring maximum safety and stability even in challenging weather conditions. The Proxys Sports 2 is available from C segment vehicles all the way to F segment vehicles. It is available in total of 31 sizes ranging from 18 to 20 inches. For more information on the latest Proxys Sports 2, please visit our authorized Toyo Tires dealer network nationwide.
Toyo Tires.
Let's go!
gravity. It can't hold us back if we keep moving forward. Limits, we stretch them, break them, set them. Our passion, unbeatable. Our devotion, unstoppable. They call us speed chasers, the fast lane philosophers. Engineers of ever better motorsports bred cars, driven by endurance, precision, and raising bars. Designed for the spirit of racing within us all. Running the perfect lap, closing the seconds gap. Then, doing it again, but faster. Nothing stops us pushing the limits for better. This is GAZOO Racing.
Seconds. Exit standby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go grid.
The goal is always to win. It's a long race, so let's see what we can do.
Over 6 seasons, every year, 45 racers compete for a place.
Ready to race.
Talents uncovered.
I mean, tomorrow is a new race. Plenty of opportunities starting from P3, so I'll try to make it work. It's a new day.
Rookies nurtured.
Yeah! Yes! Let's freaking go! We won, baby!
Let's go!
We feel like we have the potential. We're gonna get this one.
This is GAZOO Racing.
This is GAZOO Racing. P1!
May the best driver win.
Alright, racing fans, we draw round 1 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025 to a close. Congratulations to all our winners here on this podium. Congratulations to the teams as well. And we look forward to round 2 that's happening at the end of June. Be there, racing fans, because this is GAZOO Racing.
Catch us next round!
So my final position today is a P3, so we're on the podium. I feel so much better, compared to yesterday. It really picked up the pace today. Even though a bad start dropped me to last place, I still managed to actually stick to the boys, unlike yesterday, and managed to get my elbows out with them. And it felt really good to be on track and battle with them. And it really brings back the fire of racing again in me. I think what made it memorable for me is the way I approached it. Yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But today I was like, I need to stop overthinking it, but take a breather and reset. And that definitely helped a lot. The mental aspect definitely helped my performance today, so really glad. What's next for me right now is definitely improving on, my shifting and my racecraft. And being able to handle things under pressure, especially when there's tons of cars around me, being able to battle with them.
ก็สนามแรกนะครับผมสตาร์ทที่9ครับแล้วก็จบในที่8ครับแล้วก็มาในวันอาทิตย์ผมสตาร์ทที่9แล้วจบในอันดับที่4นะครับก็ผมรู้สึกว่ามันยังทำได้มากกว่านี้ครับสนามหน้าผมก็จะพยายามมากกว่านี้แล้วก็ผมจะเรียนรู้มากกว่านี้ครับผมคิดว่านักแข่งไทยนักแข่งมาเลเซียเนี่ยมีลูกเล่นมากกว่าเพราะว่าขับกันโหดกว่าแล้วก็ฝีมือเท่ากันมากกว่าก็ผมเคยขับแบบฟูลแท็กแล้วนะครับอันนี้เป็นครั้งแรกในการขับแบบฮาร์ดแท็กของผมครั้งแรกก็ผมจะพยายามให้เต็มที่ครับแล้วก็จะเตรียมตัวมาให้พร้อมมากกว่านี้
All in all, Alhamdulillah, it's quite a good race. Started P4 and then P2. A lot of 2 SCY, so that really made everything interesting. Was maintaining P4 the whole way, but got lucky in the start from the second FCY. Could have snitched P1, but I felt it was a bit of risk in turn 2 because I already got tangled up already, so I'm quite happy with P2. Still good points. Currently leading the championship and not so heavy weight, so I'm quite pleased with that. For the next round, it's going to be full layout. And I've heard it's also double points. Amongst the grid, I think I'm the heaviest now. But it's not so crazy. But, in a long distance, in a full track, might be beneficial to me. Just it's all about managing throughout the whole 1 hour and see who the best driver who will be able to manage the car and the tire.
Calling all Toyota GAZOO Racing fans, watch out for round 2 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025. Double the points, double the track, double the excitement, double the adrenaline, because this is GAZOO Racing. We hear the roar of the engines as we get race day 2 underway. For those of you who've just joined us here on our live stream, we beam to you live from Sepang International Circuit. My name is Nas Rahman, bringing you the best of the best for race day 2 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025. And for the first time ever, racing together as part of Japan's Super GT series. First time back in Malaysia after a hiatus of 12 years. Welcome back, Super GT here in Sepang International Circuit. But of course, we focus on race day 2, and what a race it was yesterday. For those of you who missed out on the action, congratulations to Freddie Ang, Telaga Mas, Toyota, winning the points at P1 for Super Sporting in an all-new format, something different from our drivers and our teams as well. It's a 1 hour endurance race, it's a rolling start, and all 3 categories, Super Sporting, Sporting and Rookie class, rolling together, racing together at the same time. So lots of thrills and spills. I'm sure racecasters will be sharing with you the highlights of race day 1. And so, we move on to race day 2. What's happening on track? It's on to our racecasters, Victor Cax and Matthews Isaac. Take it away, boys.
That is happening on the track today. Remember, we are doing this in conjunction with the Super GT. After 12 years, they are back rolling in action over here as well. You know what? Me and Victor has been really excited to bring you this race, and also later both of us running together over there to watch the other race as well.
Indeed. It's been a really incredible weekend so far. The return of Super GT has been very exciting for all of us motorsports fans in Malaysia. But we're going to be kicking off this very Saturday here with our TGR Vios drivers out on track here. You can see on the graphics right now all the drivers that are going to be taking part in the competition. 36 in total, starting with our Super Sporting class. We have them up in the front of the grid. The Sporting class will be joining them on the track at the same time as well as the rookies. So it's going to be a fully stacked 36 grid race that's going to be happening here. And with all the drivers already having the taste of the racing yesterday, today I expect it's going to be a lot more exciting, especially given the double points that's going to be up for grabs for all of our drivers here today.
Yes. Betul tu. So nampaknya kita akan mulakan kita punya perlumbaan kepada yang baru saja masuk ke dalam secara langsung. Selamat datang ke Toyota GAZOO Racing season yang ke-8 dan ini adalah round yang kedua, pusingan kedua, race yang kedua. Dan ini adalah perlumbaan terakhir untuk hari ini. Lepas tu kita akan sambung pula dengan Super GT nanti. But at the moment, kita ada 36 pelumba yang akan bertarung tak lama lagi. Semalam, kita lihat perlumbaan yang cukup hebat daripada semua pelumba-pelumba kita di dalam Super Sporting dan juga Rookie. Tiga-tiga kelas ni telah pun diletakkan sekali di dalam on track. So it's this time bukan saja kita berlumba di dalam not track, kita menggunakan south track juga. So it means we are racing full track there, Victor.
Exactly, it's going to be the full 5 and a bit kilometers of racetrack out here in Sepang National Circuit. So it's going to be an interesting one. Just like yesterday, it's going to be a 60-minute race as well. So a bit of an endurance challenge. Although today it's a lot cooler, especially out on track. Right now it's looking at 26 degrees. There's a bit of scattered thunderstorms happening around the Sepang district. Although the track itself has a bit of drizzles here and there, it's still largely damp out on track.
Who wouldn't love a wet race, right?
Yeah, we certainly would love to have a wet race. There is still a potential for rain. In fact, there's a 65% chance, or a 65% level of precipitation going on out here. So, you know, there might still be an opportunity for wet racing to be happening later on. But nevertheless, as of right now, it is still mostly a damp track, but not too much water in terms of the actual weather right now.
Yes, I'm really excited for that, Victor. You know, talking about wet race, you know, throughout many seasons, you have seen so many dramas that actually happen on the track, especially when the track is absolutely wet. So, kepada para penonton yang sedang lihat kita punya live stream ataupun di dalam social media on Facebook ataupun mana-mana social stream that we are streaming our race for today, make sure you are enjoying this and also share kita punya live stream kepada rakan anda dan juga memberikan sokongan yang terbaik kepada para pelumba kita. Kita ada 36 pelumba, semua daripada kelas-kelas yang lain seperti saya dah katakan tadi, Super Sporting dan juga Rookie. Kalau anda lihat kita punya race di dalam musim-musim sebelum ini, anda boleh tahu dah yang we race in different schedules before this. Tetapi untuk kali ini disebabkan kita akan in conjunction bersama dengan Super GT, disebabkan itu we are putting all together and more drama, more cars, more drama. Betul tak, Victor?
Yeah, betul tu. So yeah, we already saw quite a bit of drama even yesterday itself. If you recall, there was a lot of action happening on track. There were plenty of bumpers that unfortunately got torn up, which unfortunately affected our one of our championship contenders, which was Eddie Liu, who unfortunately had to finish like way outside of the podium as a result of damage to his rear. And then you also had people like Timothy Yeo, for example, having to pit due. Not Timothy. I think it was Nick THZ, who had to pit due to a mechanical flag due to his bumper hanging out. And then of course we had plenty of like battles going out in the front. Freddie Ah, of course, was the standout performer yesterday, taking the race win for round two's race number 1, and he will be starting in the 6th place of the grid. As today, it's going to be a reverse grid for the top 6 inside the super sporting class, but also it's going to be the top 8 that will be reversed when it comes to the sporting class, and the rookies as well will have their own reverse grid positions applied as well. So as you can see on the track right now, it's all the crews are going to be clearing out, allowing the drivers a little bit of time now to prepare themselves both mentally and physically as well. It's going to be a very physical 60 minutes that we're going to be embarking upon in just a few moments. So certainly this race itself is not only going to be a test of the machines, but also the man inside, the men and women, I should say. There are plenty of women also taking part in this season itself, which is super exciting. But certainly, yes, it's a big test for everyone involved here.
Exactly there, Victor. Seperti Victor mengatakan, it is not a 30 minutes race. Kita akan berlumba selama 60 minit. So there's going to be 60 minutes of amazing high adrenaline race between all of our races today. And guess what? We will be starting very, very soon there, Victor.
Yeah, so as you can see on your screens right now, these are the drivers now lined up on the grid. This is actually the back straight, or rather the pits in front here are in the southern side of the Sepang circuit. So these drivers have all their pits and the garages. In fact, the whole TGR crew and everyone is pretty much on the south pits. It's unfortunately us here in broadcast that are going to be up broadcasting from the northern side, a little bit far off from where we normally would be. But then again, you know, we can still certainly keep track of the action together with all you guys at home here, as the safety car is now pulling off and the drivers will be on now for their formation lap.
Yeah, so as you can see, the safety car, kereta ataupun jentera warna biru itu adalah safety car. So kita akan mulakan kita punya perlumbaan tak lama lagi once the safety car goes in there.
Yeah, so here are the grid positions as of based on the results from yesterday's race. Number 1, Bradley Benedict and Ade Rahimi will be sharing the front row with Mitchell Chia and William Ho in that second row. Better watch out for William Ho. He's been very racy even yesterday itself, so certainly a lot of potential for action later on during the start. Nabil Aslan and Freddie Ang, those two were battling it out yesterday. They will be sharing the third grid slots just behind all the, and that fills up pretty much the reverse grid. For the rest though, they will be following exactly their finishing positions as it were from yesterday's race itself. Eddie Lee will be looking to try to gain some good points here to make up for the disappointment that was yesterday's race, where damage unfortunately affected him aerodynamically. Let's see whether or not he'll be able to improve upon his result here today. Another driver that was certainly we want to keep an eye out is Amang Nekdev, number 13 here in his starting grid. Now yesterday he started from 11th place, went all the way up into 3rd, but he wasn't able to finish in that position. He had to retire from the race entirely, meaning that he didn't get any points at all. But given that performance that we saw yesterday and with the damp conditions out here, this is surely going to be a really good test for this driver.
Betul tu Victor. Bagi saya hari ini adalah a redemption day. For most of the races yang tidak dapat point yang betul untuk semalam ataupun disebabkan certain incidents yang berlaku di atas litar that made them retire and stuff. This is the moment for you all to shine. One last race to go, 60 minutes that you have on your clock. So it is all going to be showtime after this, Victor.
Yeah, so now I'd also like to highlight the sporting class drivers. Like I said, the top 8 positions are all going to be reversed. So yesterday's sporting class winner, Juan He, will be starting from 21st place on the grid overall. So that's so far back, you know, that then you know what you will normally expect coming into a race. But that is literally the situation that the drivers will have to contend with. A lot more traffic, especially for the sporting class guys, and the potential for a sort of a mixed up grid here, you know, with both the super sporting and even the rookies as well, nipping from behind. You know, that's why I said, like, it's so interesting, you know, to be able to witness these races together with you guys, because having seen the non-championship rounds in the previous seasons, knowing the kind of potential for action to happen, couldn't wait to see what's going to be happening later on as we get to actual green flag racing.
Yeah, so right now they're still underway for their formational lap. Just checking everything all good and sound so far. But one thing for sure is that remember, we shouldn't even forget about the rookies.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have been putting on some show for us, despite using a car that, you know, gives us a lot of memories back in the few years. But man, what a race yesterday. We see Aiden Khalid, we see Hakish as well, showing a lot of potential. Well, these kids, they are climbing towards the top there, Victor.
I just love this shot. You can get to see all 36 drivers as they round around the uphill part in the final sector of Sepang National Circuit. Here are rookies out on track here. Genevieve Oye will be the one starting on the front row alongside Ian James. Both of them finish in 5th and 4th respectively. So this would be a really good chance here for Genevieve, who suffered a puncture, I believe, in yesterday's race, to actually make up some good points here today. Of course, Aiden Khalid as well as Justin Raul Dev, they will be starting from the back, and Hakish, who was a leader in the race yesterday but was not able to finish in first place, obviously. I'm going to be very much keep a really keen eye on exactly what he will do this time. Now the drivers are lining up as we come around the back straight. The safety car still leading them there. Soon the safety car will pull off into the pits, and then the leaders of each individual class will effectively lead the entire grid to the starting point. So, yep, this is going to be right about where, if you're a driver, if you're sitting in that hot seat right now, you're anticipating the start of the race, just as we are, as we sit on the edge of our seat here in the commentary box.
Yep, so the safety car is about to move on. And we're going to be starting the race very, very soon right now, Victor.
Yeah, so I hope this time around they're going to be able to space things out a little bit. Yesterday it seemed like everyone was just crowded together as we went across the line, but seems like it might just be about the same. There's Adi Rahimi on the right-hand side, and we got Bradley Benedict on the left-hand side in the red, white, and black car. The orange car, of course, being Adi Rahimi himself. We're going to be keeping a close eye on these two drivers who, were pretty much looking to try to get some good points, but as the drivers round around the final corner, they come across control line. It's going to be green racing here for round number 2, race number 2 of the TGR Vios Challenge.
Yeah, so it seems like a really rumbling start so far from the rest, as we can still see our race leader so far, Adi Rahimi, right now up in the front. But then, Victor, positions are changing really fast. Most of them are actually pushing left in each other. But now, this first corner is going to be determining where they're going to be placing right now.
What an incredible start here from Nabil Aslan and Eddie Liu. Now they are the two drivers who are in front of the grid as they continue to poke into each other going through turn 2. Look at how extremely close and tight the racing is as we come downhill through turn number 3. Drivers are now coming through here. Doesn't look like it's going to be much incidents in the back as drivers are very well behaved here in spite of the damp conditions. But Nabil Aslan and Eddie Liu, they are the ones fighting out in front yet again here in race number 2.
Ya, permulaan yang cukup baik daripada Nabil Aslan. Semalam kita lihat dah benda-benda macam ni, Victor. But you know what's the amazing part right now? It's Eddie Liu back in P2 again.
I know. I really want to see how the start happened there, because I think cars went like 4 or 5 wide as it came down the main straight. But it was Nabil Aslan and Eddie Liu who somehow split the entire grid and got themselves rocketed to the front right now. Mitchell Chia is the one in 3rd place currently. He's holding off both Kenneth Cole as well as Freddie Ang, yesterday's race 1 winner. So let's see how the defense is going to happen here for the driver Prima Pearl Auto.
Ya, kita on board bersama dengan Mitchell Chia, jentera nombor 61 kini berada di dalam P yang ketiga. Tapi kalau kita lihat race leaderboard kita, Nabil Aslan masih lagi berada di dalam tempat yang pertama. Tetapi masih lagi kita lihat satu pressure yang dilakukan oleh Eddie Liu sekarang ni yang berada dalam P yang kedua. Is that going to be any overtaking over here? But no, Victor, they're still keeping consistently in the positions that they are.
Nice.
Some of them are pushing out over there.
Yeah, pushing in there was Adi Rahimi into the inside of Kenneth Cole, and some cars going along, spilling out to the outside of the hairpin exit. But looks like it's not quite over here. And Freddie Ang and William Ho are now locked in their own battle, and Ahmad Nagdev actually trying to hook on the inside, a bit of a touch onto Freddie Ang's car, but luckily both cars are still able to keep in control.
Banyak kereta macam ni lah best kan, Victor.
Yeah.
Because there is going to be pressure from left, right in every corner right now. So Ahmad Nagdev still right now holding on to his position. And right behind that, there's going to be a few other competitors coming in as well. But remember, we are on for a 60 minutes race. Bukan 30 minit lagi. Kita race untuk 60 minit. Dan 3 kelas berada di dalam satu lintas.
Oh no!
Jentera nombor 68. Siapa tu, Victor?
Adele Liu, unfortunately, from Team Focus, the Focus Racing team, has unfortunately stopped on the side of the track. She's already got marshals attending to her. While the race has been neutralized now, we're going to be having a safety car. But we also are having an investigation on the starting procedure here, according to race control. I wonder if there has been an issue early on during that rolling start. But very unfortunate here for Adele Liu, though, for the sporting classes. Now she's effectively out of race number 2.
Yeah, so beliau terpaksa keluar di situ. So kita akan teruskan dengan perlumbaan kita. Masih lagi kita lihat Eddie Liu sekarang ni berada di dalam P yang pertama, Victor. Nabil Aslan nampaknya telah pun dijatuh ke dalam P yang kedua. Mitchell Chia masih lagi mengekalkan diri di dalam P yang ketiga. Kenneth Cole di dalam P yang keempat, dan ini dia jentera nombor 96. Victor, look over here, something happened. Wow.
Oh, I think it was a bigger incident than I initially thought. That's Ashen Shammunaganathan's car, and the front's completely crumpled in. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to rejoin there. I mean, there could be a big potential for the radiator to be cracked, and that will also effectively end your race as well. Another car in the pits as well. This is number 36, Sophia Zara, one of the female drivers in the sporting classes, now getting attended to by her pit crew. So let's hope that she's going to be able to rejoin us later on, as the safety car still is out on the track.
Ya, banyak jentera telah pun di take down nampaknya, dan sekarang kita lihat safety car is out. Dan dengan itu, there is no overtaking for now, yeah, Victor?
Yeah, but speaking of that overtaking, I want to give a shout out to to Ahmad Nagdev. Started in 13th place, has now moved all the way up to 8th here. And yesterday, he went from 11th to 3rd. So let's hope that this time around the car is successful in getting to the checkered flag this time around, because that would be a very, very impressive performance here for Ahmad Nagdev.
Yeah, so all eyes on Ahmad Nagdev as well di dalam race kita untuk hari ini, dan itu dia tentera nombor 68 telah pun dikeluarkan daripada litar di situ. And of course,
Yeah, just,
the safety guys, they're just kicking everything around.
I mean, the marshals got to clear it.
They got to clear it out as
gotta
fast
clear
as
much
possible, you know?
Yeah, quickly
Can't
as
be
they
wasting
can.
time.
You know, it was a funny conversation I had in the pits yesterday where, literally the marshals, when they pick up bodywork like that, if they can identify whose car it belongs to, they will literally send it back to the team. Like, they will put it, they'll literally, when the car rolls in for scrutineering, they will put all those body parts inside the car to make sure when they weigh the car, it's still the same weight.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect like their actual final race weights, you know, so
Yes.
pretty interesting. But then again, that's exactly how it is here at the TGR Vios. You know, these cars, they bump, they really, racing is very, very tough in this kind of series where, all the cars are equal weights, almost equal in terms of performance.
Yeah.
So really, that's why you see a lot of these cars rubbing against each other so much. It's so much damage that has to be dealt with by the pit crews immediately after every race, because you got to either fix the bumpers or change certain parts, change wheels, change rims, or even change the entire door. Is what I believe was Nick THZ's entire driver's side door had to, his passenger side door had to be taken out due to a huge gash from the collisions he had from race number 1. So usually it's a lot of work that happens in the background here to allow this kind of racing to happen, but as soon as the driver brings it out of the track, anything kind of goes. So it's pretty much the kind of thing you have to expect, coming into a stock car racing series, a spec series like TGR Vios Challenge.
Interesting facts there, Victor. Dan kita dah lihat dah beberapa kereta yang telah pun dikeluarkan ke pit sebenarnya, dan some of them has already retired seperti yang anda lihat di dalam screen. So we are still on that safety car. Dan kita akan mulakan tak lama lagi once the
wow, he's going back out. I think that's Asha and Shan Muganatha.
Are you for real?
Taping it up, and if it sticks together and nothing falls off, I think it can be good to go. I'm not too sure how he's going to do it.
No problem. Tape it.
Tape it up.
Tape it. No problem. Tape it.
Yeah, Asha and Shan, I'm really glad to see he's able to rejoin us in the race. Now, I think the entire grid is a little bit far back from where he is, and certainly the aerodynamics is not going to be that great. No, in fact, the whole grid is just pulled up onto the back straight here, as Ashen is going to be taking a whole lap around before he can rejoin the group, as it were. So, wow, that's impressive. It's actually, honestly, very impressive to see that the pit crew was able to get it fixed up.
Exactly. I'm still wondering how the communication like with the pit crew. He'll be like asking, can I get back on the race? Yes. How many tapes? Yes.
Yes. Just say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I mean, I think he's still going to struggle anyway, because that tape work, as impressive as it is, not going to do any favors in terms of aerodynamics. So he will certainly have a big disadvantage when it comes to the straights. But the fact that he's back out and running here in the ever so competitive sporting class, that's incredible to see.
Yeah, so that is some of the interesting things that we are watching in our Toyota GAZOO Racing Season 8 Round 2, Race 2, the final race of the day. I mean, for today, for GAZOO Racing especially. I'm not talking about Super GT, guys.
Yeah, that's gonna
don't
be
get confused.
Yeah.
Okay, but over here, this is the last race for our Round 2, and later on we'll be continuing for Round 3 in the coming months. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I can really tell you it's going to be a huge race coming out really soon, because we saw certain incidents that happened. Some of the cars had to retire, some of the cars had to take things back and return to the track. Well, Victor, what are you expecting from this race?
And again, just like yesterday, I'm still expecting a big slugfest of a race, really, of Eddie Liu now back on the charge here to try to retake a race win here in race number 2. He's going to be the man with a lot of motivation behind him right now to make this work, and he's only got Nabil Aslan really as the obstacle for him to that victory. Besides that, for the other drivers as well, even for the rookie class, I want to see whether or not Hakish is going to be able to get a race win after an outstanding performance yesterday that was marred a little bit towards the end, where he lost out the lead to both the eventual winner, which is Aidan Khalik, and there's also Justin Raul Dev, who passed him as well. So there was a few updates early on while we were talking from race control. So it seems like it's not going to be any further action as far as the starting procedure is concerned. But I believe the turn 6 incident that's just been announced there might have been the incident between perhaps Adele and maybe even Ashen. Might be Ashen who
Yeah,
might have
we'll
been
get the
involved in
replay
that.
soon.
So I'm not too sure whether we'll be getting a replay of that incident for sure, but certainly there's still going to be an investigation going on for race control to figure out what exactly happened there to both that caused Adele's retirement.
Well, one thing that Victor, semalam kita dah lihat dah performance yang sangat baik daripada Mitchell Chia, walaupun he was not actually really happy about it. So today is a day for him to redeem himself again. So right now he's sitting in P3. What are the odds that he could actually be challenging Nabil and also Eddie Liu later on?
I think it's a decent chance if his problems with the car has been sorted out. Now, I knew from round number 1 that Mitchell had been having some struggles with his number 61 car, a little bit underpowered in the straights it seems. So even though he's able to fight when it comes to corners, but as soon as he gets on the main straight, he lost out, and that's one of the challenges that he was facing when it came to round 1. Now it's going to be compounded in round number 2, given that we're using the full course, right? We have both the back straight and the main straight as well. So 2 areas where cars that are down on power is going to certainly struggle massively. So I think for Mitchell, I think it's a good chance for him to try to defend at least his track position. But as far as battling with Eddie Liu and Nabil Aslan, very dependent on how his car's performing for this round.
Yeah, so lots of things, lots of speculations going on in our race so far. Well, the safety car is still on the track. You're not still allowed to race
Oh no, it's
yet.
out. It's out.
Oh, it's out. It's out.
Yep,
Okay, here we go.
The lights were off already when we got onto the back straight, so it looks like we're going to be
Right.
getting things underway now. We have another 49 minutes to go in this race as the drivers back it up a little bit right now. You can see Nabil Aslan is going to be coming in first into that final corner. Eddie Liu is just raring to get inside. Look at that, just a little love tap from the behind. Eddie Liu already putting the pressure on the youngster right now to actually get this race underway. You can always see Mitchell as well poking behind Eddie Liu, trying to get the toe off of him. Is he going to try to make a move at the start here as we go for the green flag yet again? 48 minutes and a half to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a long race for all of these races right now. Mitchell Chia could be the one that could be making the move on this turn 1 over here. Nabil Aslan still keeping himself in P1, and around on the outside, it seems like Mitchell Chia might be getting himself in P2. A look on the P2, but let's have a look on the exit of turn 2 and 3 right now. And Mitchell Chia, oh no, we didn't get to see that, but I feel Mitchell Chia has got into P2. Yes, he did that, Victor.
Yep, so now it's going to be Eddie Liu who has to fight both against Mitchell Chia and Nabil Aslan in order to get to the race win here. So this is going to be exciting now. Oh, as the race is now back underway. All the cars are filing in here. Looks like it's still kind of spread out a little bit. The Sporting Classic drivers a little bit slow to the uptick as we are now running around turn number 4. Mitchell Chia now trying to go around the outside. Nabil Aslan, he will be side by side now going through turns 5 and 6. This is going to be a battle for the overall lead of the race. As Mitchell Chia moves in, blocks off Nabil Aslan. He is now in the lead of the race, but Liu Kawai is continuing to try to pick up some scraps here. Might be able to pass Nabil Aslan from the outside of this next turn. In fact, he's going to keep the pressure going here onto car number 28, riding up under the curbs there. Eddie Liu is not letting this second place go.
Well, bling bling, and you immediately see Mitchell Chia in P1 at this moment. Eddie Liu right now needs to wrestle off Nabil Aslan. Well, Nabil Aslan is just trying to push everything aside. On the other side, you can see the pressure that Eddie Liu is holding on right now there, Victor. Despite being the veteran right now among these two youngsters right now, but there is going to be another one looking right behind that. It's going to be car number 63, Adi Rahimi, just lurking behind, waiting for something to happen between these two, and he might be taking the advantage.
Look at that, being forced off to the outside there is Nabil Aslan as he rides on the grass to try to stay alongside Eddie Liu, holding off Adi Rahimi in the process as well. The Laser Motor Racing guys managed to slip onto the inside the hairpin, but Eddie Liu is now trying to keep the lead, keep the second place here away from Nabil Aslan, who continues to hound him alongside. Adi Rahimi, unfortunately, is a little bit stuck in a quandary here as Ken, of course, now pushing up against these battling drivers here as Mitchell Chia continues to pull way ahead into the lead right now, which is a perfect thing for him here as he is now very securely 1.6 seconds away from the rest of the pack.
Betul tu Victor, satu pertarungan dan satu performance yang sangat baik daripada Mitchell Chia, mengkalkan berada di dalam P yang pertama dan P yang kedua sekarang ini antara Eddie Liu dan juga Nabil Aslan. Dua ini masih lagi bertarung untuk tempat yang kedua, manakala di belakang nampaknya jentera nombor 46 Kenneth Cole
Yeah.
Right now has got into P4, Victor.
Man was actually showing off some of his rallying skills going off that penultimate corner, but now he's going to be facing off against Freddy Ang, who has it inside, but so does Adi Rahimi! Contact between the two of them as well as a car from behind. Ahmad Nagdev tries to wrestle his way through into the battle as well. It's a massive fray going on here in the final turn as we get onto the main straight again. Adi Rahimi is still holding off Freddy Ang at the moment, and Ahmad Nagdev is alongside the two of them. They're now gunning it their way into the first turn.
Oh, Victor, someone almost got sandwiched over there, Victor, but then was still able to hold on to it there. But still, P1 holds there for Mitchell Chia, Adi Liu in P2 now. And Nabil Azlan is still in P3. Adi Rahimi is trying to get into P4, and actually he's still in P4 right now. The one that is trying right now is going to be car number 3, Freddy Ang there, Victor.
Yeah,
here you go.
Eddie Liu,
what happened?
Eddie Liu was taking a wider line,
Look
and Ahmad Nagdev was coming very, very fast and ran into the back of Freddy, who wasn't able to react actually at all because he was actually in a 3-wide situation with Keniko on the outside and Adi Rahimi on the inside, so he really had nowhere to go and just got clouded behind. Thankfully, it seemed like the most damage is probably only to the rear bumper. Hopefully, he doesn't end up hanging out there. As Mitchell Chia now continues to lead on, he's now having a 2-second lead to Eddie Liu, who's finally dispatched. And Nabil Aslan is a clear half a second away from the youngster. It's now these are the top 3 leading the way through turn number 4 right about now.
Exactly. So, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, 15 minit telah pun berlalu sekarang ini. Kita menjadi lebih kurang 44 minit di dalam pertarungan ataupun di dalam race ini. Dan kita masih lagi lihat P pertama dipegang oleh Mitchell Chia, P kedua untuk Eddie Liu, P ketiga untuk Nabil Azlan. Anda sedang lihat ataupun menonton Toyota GAZOO Racing Season yang ke-8, round yang kedua, race yang kedua, 36 lumba, 1 track, 3 of the classes going all together. Well, it's going to be one winner right now there, Victor, in each classes right now. Here we go.
I mean, Mitchell Chia is in the lead of the super sporting class, but
some of their bumpers are coming out from the back. I'm not sure who that
I'm
is.
not surprised about that. I mean, it's pretty rough racing we saw early on, although this is actually closer to the sporting class, whose action we haven't really been able to see much on screen quite yet. On your screens there is actually Ensign Liu, the son of Eddie Liu. He's currently the one leading the sporting class, as it were, here, trying to hold it off from Mon Nai, who's actually made his way up into 2nd place now in the sporting class, coming up from what I believe is 7th position. So this is an impressive performance here by our Thai driver, the only Thai driver amongst our majority Malaysian lineup here, and to see him fighting in the front there together with Ensign Liu, this is going to be really interesting to see as they now drift their way through turns 5 and 6. Now we're coming up into a bit of an uphill spring here as we come around. Oh, sorry, this is actually the final sector here of the race as we are coming in now. Single file line here. I think a couple of cars going a little bit off there. The G-Mark car going a little bit way off. And Mikhail just trying to jostle against car number 13, which I believe is Justin To, and 2 of them have been absolutely fighting it out right now, and this is a battle for P3 in the sporting class. So right now I do see Shafiq Samsudin having a look at the inside. He's going to try to get alongside, maybe even pass Boy Wong going through there. Looks like car number 96, Ashen Shamurganathan, unfortunately caught a mechanical flag. The driver had his entire front end duct taped. Looks like race control is not exactly too thrilled about the repair work.
Of duct tapes anyways. But yeah, Zed, but you know, you got to follow the rules, man. Yeah. So he might not be racing anymore, but ladies and gentlemen, never mind. We can still focus on car number 33 right now.
Tom Gore.
You can see Tom Gore right behind there. Some of these bumpers at the back is already coming out. And then there's still pressure from car number 88. He's trying to get away from there. And let's see towards this corner right now. He's still holding on to that position. Tom Gore there, Victor. And let's see how much he's able to hold the pressure that's coming right behind there.
Yeah, I think that piece of bodywork is actually some lining in the undercarriage or maybe even underneath the bumper on the rear. So it's just dragging on the ground right now. I don't think it's going to be a huge hit to the aerodynamic performance. I do see some damage on Adi Rahimi's car as well. And again, no surprise given how hard these drivers in the front especially have been battling against each other here. But as of right now, we're about 19 minutes into this race here. And with Mitchell Chia being in the lead of the sporting class and Ensign Liu being in the lead of the sporting class, things are looking like they're starting to settle down into the mid stage of this race, as it were.
Yeah, so kita fokus sedikit dalam TGR rookie sekarang ni, Victor. It is going to be Justin Rahul Dave that is in P1 at this moment, Victor.
Yeah, he's actually a whole car clear of Genevieve. He's taken the lead from her just off camera, and right now Shanmuganathan Amurugam is the driver that's in between the two of them, so that's a very comfortable position right now for Justin Raul Dev to command the lead in the rookie class here. Genevieve is not too far behind either. She still can see Shanmuganathan. She's getting pressured a little bit from behind by another sporting class driver. I think that's Raja Mio Shaukat, who is currently behind her and trying to chase up to where Shanmuganathan is. So this is exactly the kind of mixed up racing situations I mentioned, right? Because all the three classes that we race in TGR traditionally will have their own races, but because they're all combined here into the 60-minute format, that's why we have the rookie class drivers like fighting against the sporting class drivers, and sporting class drivers fighting against super sporting classes. It's absolute chaos here at times, though. Tom Gold, in the meantime, still trying to hold on to his position. Currently, he's sitting in 9th overall. That's 9th as well in the super sporting class. He's trying to hold off a challenge from Shafiq Shamsuddin in car number 88, so he's certainly locked in a battle there. That's giving quite the space right now for William Ho to charge on ahead and try to close the gap between himself and Kenneth Cole.
Yeah, so kita masih lagi lihat Mitchell Chow mengekalkan P yang pertama. Beliau berada dalam podium position bersama dengan Eddie Liu yang kini berada dalam P yang kedua dan juga Nabil Azlan. Tetapi the real battle right now is going to be around P4 right now, Victor. P4, Adi Rahimi holding on to it, and right behind that, you still see the rest of the other packs coming in as well. Freddie Ang right behind there, just trying to go and find a way toward this first corner now.
Yeah, I think honestly this is actually more of a battle for the third podium, because Nabil Aslan is the one who's trying to defend against Adi Rahimi, who has a look on the inside going to turn one. He's going to be able to wrestle away that racing line from Nabil. Is Nabil going to be able to keep alongside going to his turn two as they transition around now to the turn? Nabil Aslan still is able to ride along the curve to stay alongside Adi Rahimi. Freddie Hang in the meantime is just holding on to the back here, trying to see if he can slip in by, perhaps maybe behind Adi Rahimi himself, but Adi has already passed Nabil Aslan as they come around turn 3, and Nabil is now hooked on the inside here by Adi Rahimi himself. And looks like they will still continue this battle going into turn number 4. Freddie Ang on the inside, he will be able to pass Nabil Aslan as well. So that's 2 places lost here with Adi Rahimi now on the podium.
Yeah, he's on the podium. He wrestled really well and finally got himself in that position he wanted. But then it's going to be a long race. He needs to lay off the rest of the others who are competing for that position as well. So as you can see on the screen, it is going to be back for the battle of P3 now. Freddie Ang coming in as fast as well. And right behind there is going to be Nabil Aslan. From P2, Victor, he has fallen to P5. What actually happened to Nabil Aslan now?
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it seems like he's struggling a little bit in this reverse grid format. Like, he probably did push quite a bit hard in the earlier part. I mean, we did see both him and Eddie Liu battling a lot in the front after they passed most of the grid during the race start. But it seems like now his performance is dropping a little bit. Wonder whether it's just more about conserving things, because it's still quite a long way to go before we will to see the checkered flag. So I wouldn't exactly count him out necessarily. We did see some comeback performances from the Aslan brothers in the past, so hopefully Nabil will be able to do the same. As Justin Toh takes a little bit of a spill on the outside. He's already passed Ensign Liu here for the lead in the sporting class, and now Ensign himself is also locked in this 3-way battle, it seems, where the lead here is. He's still continuing to try to keep Monai tucked in behind him. So the two of them still fighting for places on the podium, but it's Justin Toh right now who's actually gained the upper hand and is taking the lead here in the sporting class.
Yeah, still holding on there, Justin Toh, so far keeping himself in P1 for the sporting class. Alson Liu battling in on P2. You know what really caught my eye right now, Victor? It's going to be Monai, man. Even yesterday I saw his performance, that trial driver, he's been on his top. He's just doing as much as he could, the best he could, and hopefully he able to get what he really wanted in this race.
Exactly. It's so
impressive driving, man.
Great to see him, coming all the way from Thailand to race here in Malaysia, while our own Malaysian contemporaries are going to Thailand to race as well. So it's great to see that the Southeast Asian community for the motorsports is extremely strong. And right now, I think that's going to be Monai attempting to make a move on the ensign here. He is going to try to hook around into the inside, coming out of the final turn, but still is not able to get alongside Ensign Liu quite yet, as Justin Toh continues to pull on ahead. I think that that battling that's going on is actually activating Juan He's trap card now, because he's actually crawled up behind the drivers who are battling for P2 at the moment. So the winner of race number 1 for the sporting class, he's now back on track here to try to fight for a podium place.
Betul tu. Ingat tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita ada pelumba daripada Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand dan juga India. So all of them are on the track. For me, it's already an international race there, Victor. You know, it's already an international scene. So it's no more like back in the days we had all Malaysian drivers.
Yeah.
But this time we have different countries, racers from different countries, drivers from different countries coming in, competing in our Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival Malaysia. And man, it's getting bigger and bigger every season. Can you believe it, Victor? It's season 8 now. We started off when? Season 4, 3, 2? That was so long ago.
Yeah, it's been close to a decade now, actually, of the TGR Vios Challenge, and it's great to see that we continue to grow. I mean, you've got, of course, Varanjit Watana Tanakun. His moniker is Monai, and he's the Thai driver we have in our lineup. Aman Nagdev, I believe, is the driver from India who's joining us here today, and I believe I don't know exactly where our Singaporean driver is. Can't quite see. Okay, I think he might be in the 22nd position right now. Danny's Ng, also hailing from Singapore. So yeah, it is a lot more international drivers in this season compared to seasons past, and it's great to see that we're getting a lot more representation from other parts of Southeast Asia here in TGR Vios.
Yeah, it's getting bigger every season, so make sure you are buckled up because we still got so many time in our race left. 35 minutes left in our race so far. So battle for P1 still is on. Justin Toe keeping himself in P1, now P2 for Elson Liu, P3 for Monai. Will we see Monai able to get into P1? But that's the vessel coming over here. It's going to be a three-way battle between car number 89 and 32 there, Victor.
Yeah, I think that's Monai trying to hold off Elson Liu after having passed him already. So attempting to try to keep the position, but in the meantime, just in front of him, Justin Toe is getting a bit of a topsy-turvy battle there. I think with Boy Wong, and both of them are, sorry, that's not Boy Wong, that's Timothy Yeo, who right now just got passed by Justin Toe, and now Justin's up into 12th overall. So he's already pushing into the back of the super sporting grid here, trying to stay away from the two-way battle going on between Monai and Ensign Liu.
Amazing, amazing so far. You know what's amazing right now there, Victor? Aman Nagdev is the fastest man on the track.
Oh, he's a man on a mission.
He's on a mission right now, Victor.
2:52.6 is the fastest lap of the session so far. Bit of a tree-wide situation going on here. You can see Timothy Yeo on the outside, Monai on the middle, and Ensign on the outside as we come around the final turn here. Bit of a touch there. Oh, definitely a touch there into Boy Wong's car as they come around that final corner. Two drivers who are in the sporting class sandwiching the super sporting driver here as they try to get past Ensign Liu, blocking Boy Wong, who seems to be really frustrated by the situation here as the two sporting drivers who are battling for P2 are leading this pack right now. Going to turn 1, Boy Wong though looks like he wants to try to take the track position away from Ensign and is struggling to find a gap here. Now the cars will split out a little bit, a bit of a 2-3 wide situation going on here, but Boy Wong still frustratingly stuck behind the two battling sporting class drivers. Or will he be stuck for long though? Now he's going to be able to hook onto the outside of turn number 2, slips on by slightly in front of Ensign Liu. He will be side by side with him though as we come down to turn 3.
Oh, Boy Wong, I mean, man, he just got sandwiched earlier on, but then he's still fighting as much as he could. Right next to him is going to be car number 32. And man, what a race we have in our hands. Elson Liu right now, Victor. Well, his best lap is at 2.54. Well, let's see what he's up to in the rest of the remaining time. But man, this is going to be some aggressive battle between Boy Wong and also car number 32. Who's car number 32 there, Victor? It's going to be Elson Liu, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Elson is still battling here with effectively a car from a different class. His real race is actually with Monai that's behind him now, and now he's just desperate to try to pull away from this pack here to hopefully secure his second place position in the sporting class. Monai in the meantime sandwiched between two super sporting guys. He's not going to be able to get past them anytime soon to bring the fight to Elson Liu, so looks like that's going to be put on the cooler for now as we approach the 32nd minute.
Ya, jadi tuan-tuan dan puan, kita mempunyai lebih kurang 32 minit di dalam kita punya race untuk hari ini. Anda sedang menonton Toyota GAZOO Racing season yang ke-8, musim yang ke-8, pusingan yang kedua, dan ini adalah perlumbaan yang kedua, race yang kedua, dan jentera nombor 71 di situ, Victor.
Taj Aiman.
Taj Aiman nampaknya mengalami sedikit masalah di situ, and I'm not sure he might be getting the chance to get back on the track with the car being stalled like that. Well, what actually happened, we will find that out very soon.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where he's parked. It looks like he's actually out in the middle of the grass there. So maybe not even close enough to a marshal's post to get his car out of the way. I hope that doesn't result in another safety car situation. But then again, we'll keep you guys updated. As of right now, it's still green flag racing out on track here. So the drivers are still free to make the passes. Perhaps a double wave yellow where Taj Aiman is parked at the moment might be the most we'll see here. But we'll keep you guys updated on that In the meantime, looks like the Laser Motor Racing guys are locked in their own little battle here as Adi Rahimi, massive damage to his side skirt and is hanging out and dragging on the road right about now as the two Laser Motor Racing drivers here, both on the podium at the moment, mind you, are still on the chase here to try to get a maximum haul of points here out of race 2.
Yeah, I think really impressive driving daripada Adi Rahimi so far, Victor. You know, keeping himself in P3. Earlier on, he was battling among P4 and P5, and he found the way to get himself in P3. And right now, he might be making a move towards Andy Liu right now, and got himself into P2 just like that, around on the inside right now. And let's see how he's able to exceed. And yes, he does that, Victor. P2 right now for Adi Rahimi.
Yeah, I think like they're going to be doing a lot of swapping, I expect, because both of the Laser Motor Racing cars are pretty matched in terms of pace here. It's only superficial damage, I should say, on Adi Rahimi and Adi Rahimi's car here, so certainly it's not hurting when it comes to that performance, and that's allowing him to still make the moves in turn 1. Right now, what's going to be happening here with Justin Raul Dev, he's actually coming up closer and closer to Raja Amil Shaukat. Rather is shadowing him throughout this section right now, coming out of the main straight, so he certainly was benefiting from the tow coming off the sporting class car, and that's allowing him to continue to extend his lead to Genevieve Oy by pretty much his almost 8 seconds of a lead now that he has in the rookie class. So like I said, very secure here as we enter officially into the halfway point of our race number 2.
Yes, ngam-ngam 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Ngam-ngam 30 minutes, 30 minit yang kita lebih kurang ada di dalam race kita untuk hari ini. So kita akan lihat siapakah yang akan jadi pemenang di dalam setiap kelas. Sebab kita ada tiga kelas ni, Super Sporting, Sporting dan juga Rookie bertarung sama sekali untuk kali pertama sebenarnya. And let's see where they will be ending in their position. So far, masih lagi terbuka, Victor. It's very open, you know. Anything could happen in the second half right now. For me, this is the second half. Dah macam bola sepak dah. But yeah, here we go.
Harap tak ada injury time lah.
Tak ada injury time.
Kata dia like that means like the marshals on the track dia mereka lah referee lah.
Mereka referee lah.
Tapi bukan pakai kad lah, mereka pakai flag lah.
Pakai flag.
Flag yellow ke, flag merah ke.
Alright, jadi tuan-tuan dan puan, kita akan teruskan dengan perlumbaan kita di dalam Toyota GAZOO Racing season yang ke-8. Ini adalah perlawanan yang cukup baik kita lihat, dan masih lagi our race leader Mitchell Chiam mengekalkan posisi beliau di dalam P yang pertama. P kedua Adi Rahimi, impressive driving daripada Adi Rahimi. Sebenarnya kalau kita lihat, he has been starting from the back and then climbing all the way up, slow and steady, dah masuk ke dalam podium dan sekarang berada di dalam P yang kedua. Adakah beliau akan dapat challenge Mitchell Chiam ataupun tidak? Kita akan tunggu dan lihat. That's going to be 2.4 seconds gap. So jadi kita tunggu dan lihat if that gap is going to be cut short or not later on.
I think it's a bit of a touchy battle going on there between Adam Mikhail and Nick THZ. Yeah, the Monai is the one leading in front, but I think there was a bit of a touch between the two cars, and saw Adam Mikhail going extremely wide there through turn 13. So let's see whether or not whether or not it's going to be coming back really hard against Nick THZ right now. Car number 9, he's on the outside. It's Adam Mikhail slips onto the inside, going to the turn again. He's really trying to fight back against Nick, who had passed him, I believe, early on in that sector. Now he's back out in front here. He's going to be the one chasing up against Monai, who's just happily pulling away from the battle here, and it's quite secure in his track position.
I mean, I really love his driving style, even from yesterday, that Victor. You know, he's really impressive. You know, most of the time, throughout this Toyota GAZOO Racing, most of the Thai racers that has raced over here, they are really impressive.
Oh yeah,
I love to see their racecraft.
The Thai motorsport scene is impressive. Like, have you ever seen their truck racing? It's
yes,
super fun,
course.
super fun to watch. Like super tuned up trucks. Like these are just not your normal Hiluxes or Pateros. These are actually fully tuned race machines that are just happen to be trucks, you know, and they're just absolutely tearing it up on a racetrack. So let's have a focus a bit on our rookies here. This car number 27, I believe that's Aiden Khalid, and he's currently leading in front of car number 22, which I believe is Ian James. Both of them are right now fighting for what is effectively the last spot on the podium here. Aiden Khalid currently in that 3rd place. Just behind the two of them is going to be, is that actually Sophia Zara or Hakish? I think Hakish might have made the pass already here. So he's currently trying to chase against these two drivers as they come up into turns 1 and 2. But it seems like a very tight battle going on here in the rookie class. There was a bit of an announcement from race control. Apparently there was an incident involving both Hakish, not that's not Hakish. That's actually car number 36, Sophia Zara, as well as one of the rookie drivers, which I think might be Aiden Khalik, actually, number 27, right? Yeah, so
correct.
that's going to be investigated after the race, though. Or rather, the decision will be made after the race. So now the rookies still going to be allowed to do some free-form racing. And speaking of racing, though, Amang Nagdev now alongside Eddie Liu as we come through this corner here. Oh boy, forcing Eddie Liu to go around to the outside there in order to try to stay in contention as they stay alongside each other, going now towards the hairpin turn. Oh no, tried sliding away there. Look at the counter steer coming out from our Indian driver, Amang Nagdev, making his way up into P5 now. What an impressive climb it's been here for the Axel Sports driver.
Yeah, superb driving by Aman Nagdev. Satu perlumbaan yang sangat-sangat baik yang kita lihat antara Eddie Liu dan juga Aman Nagdev. Driver daripada India kan, Victor kan? Yeah, he's all the way from India representing Axel Sportsman. Man, what a race so far by Aman Nagdev. Really able to hold on Eddie Liu for a long time. That is going to be one question we will be finding out in the next 25 minutes to come. But the race is still on. The positions are still very much open. Anything could happen in the remaining time that we have right now.
Yeah, and especially like don't count out Freddie Ang as well. Currently he's sitting in P3. He was the winner of race number 1, if you recall correctly. So he's already coming out this weekend with quite a lead in points already. And podium position here would just be the icing on top of the cake here for him on this Super GT weekend. So let's see whether or not he'll be able to make that progress. Currently he's in front of Nabil Aslan, which is certainly good news for him for sure, that he's going to be able to stay ahead of one of his championship contenders for this season. So very impressive. This could be Freddie Ang's year, you know, just looking at the way he's been driving so far, even from round 1. So I'm hoping to see he will continue to come out of this weekend with the championship lead.
Well, I really like that, Victor. Now, every season, you know, some of them will get a shout out. You know, it could be their season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always about that last round that we will, you know, putting our entire bets on who's going to be winning it. But to get there, it's going to be taking some time. But one thing for sure there, Victor, I am really looking forward towards all the other races so far. But one thing that really caught my eye right now is William Ho. What actually happened? Yesterday, he was at the very best. But today, he's maintaining in P7.
Yeah, I think it was a really chaotic race for him, to be fair. He had plenty of contact with other drivers on the track. Remember, he saw the bodywork hanging off of his car on the front, on his front headlight. So certainly he's been really in the trenches, so as it were, when it came to race 1. Now for race number 2, it looks like a little bit less eventful. Now he just needs to try to keep himself ahead of Kenneth Cole, and he'll be still on for a P7 finish here, both in these, both overall and inside of his class. So hopefully he'll be able to continue with that track position here. We still have another 24 minutes to go here, so still plenty of time right now for the drivers to consider their options here and to see what they want to try to do come into the final 5 minutes of racing here in Sabang.
Yes, absolutely. Dan kepada anda yang baru saja masuk ke dalam siaran langsung, ini adalah Toyota GAZOO Racing musim yang ke-8, pusingan yang kedua, dan kita sedang menonton kita punya race yang kedua, race yang terakhir untuk Toyota GAZOO Racing round yang kedua sebenarnya. So, it is still P1 untuk Mitchell Chia yang masih lagi mengekalkan beliau di dalam tempat yang pertama, tempat kedua Adi Rahimi, tempat ketiga Freddie Ang, dan kita on board bersama dengan jentera nombor 23 dan juga 13 Timothy Yo dan juga Justin To. Walaupun dua-dua ni berada di dalam kelas yang lain, but we can still see some pushings here and there between both of them there, Victor.
Yeah, I mean, things are definitely settling down to more of a parade, I should say. I mean, a parade at more than 100 kilometers per hour here on the Sepang circuit, but nevertheless, it does mean that they're not really jostling so much for that track position as of right now, although there's still plenty of close battles to be had here, especially once they get onto that main straight. One of those battles are on screen right now as Mona is now being chased hard by Adam Mikhail, who is really trying to push his way back up into a possible podium position here, but the Thai driver is the only one stopping him at this point.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, this is Justin To right now, locked in the battle together with car number 23. Timothy Yo right now looking to try to keep himself in the race here. He definitely didn't have the best of luck when it came to yesterday's race. Today, he's looking mighty racy though. So let's see. Timothy Yo, by the way, he's super sporting class. These drivers are not fighting for actual positions within their class here, but Justin To is still going to try to make the pass anyway, squeezing Timothy Yo almost to the wall there as we coming down into turn 1, and Justin To still trying to find a good distance to keep here, but unfortunately will tuck in behind Timothy Yo as we come around, still touches in him coming through into turn number 2. Wow, these two drivers not in the same class,
You
mind
know what, Victor? One of them's like, hey, you know you're not in the same class as me. It's like, I know, but it's a race. It's a race.
Racing is racing,
Racing
you know?
is racing, isn't it?
You're just another car on the track to me. So let's see the replay here. So yeah, came again a little bit together as he slowed down, and another touch as well. So it's actually 2 touches here from Justin To. Very aggressive here, in fact. But again, Justin is leading the sporting class already. It's already in a good position as far as his own race is concerned. The fact he's now trying to challenge Timothy Yo, is that perhaps...
Or Justin is making a statement, you know, I belong in the super sporting class, you know? I belong there, you know?
Well,
Timothy Yo, I'm making a statement, you know? That's
oh boy, look at him coming on the inside
Here
there.
we go.
Monai just moving in. Oh, sorry, that's Shafiq Samsudin moving in and trying to break up this little battle going on here. Now making a 3-wide situation going into turn number 7. Oh boy,
where did this happen?
Shuffling around now. Timothy Yo caught out in the middle here as Justin To now is able to pull ahead of these 3 cars here. But Shafiq Samsudin, he's not giving up on this one. Shafiq is the one that's actually racing Timothy Yo in this situation here, and Justin To's interference definitely is not helping Timothy Yo.
He's definitely not. He's in the middle there, Victor. Yeah, he's like literally trying to block things off between these 2 battles, but Shafiq Samsudin, he just came out of nowhere. I didn't expect him, but man, he just arrived. Like, we weren't even looking at him, and he just popped out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, whoa, still closing the distance here. I mean, look at that. Shafiq Samsudin trying to hang on the outside, but Timothy Yo retakes the position here away from Shafiq Samsudin. Shafiq now having a peek on the inside here as we are going downhill towards the final few corners now. Look at the drifting that these Vios drivers on road tires are doing here on the circuit. As right now, Ensign Liu is also getting into the mix as well, trying to fight against Shafiq Samsudin here while Timothy Yo has Justin To in front. My goodness, what a mix-up battle we're having here. Can I call this a 4-way or is it a 2-way? Because technically it's 2-way battles going on, but from 2 different classes.
Oh my goodness, you know, Justin To right now is just saying, you know, you are under my custody. All of you are under my custody. I tell you who to pass. So he's literally being in the front, blocking all the 3 racers behind that, although they are all from different classes, especially Justin To, who's on the car number 13 in front. He belongs in the sporting class, but man, Victor, this is what we talked about, you know?
Yeah.
Putting all these classes together brings more drama.
Indeed it does. So, wow, we still have another 19 minutes to go, guys. And wow, I really hope these guys don't end up crashing each other out, because that would certainly be massive controversy here, especially for the 2 guys in the sporting class who are literally battling for the lead here. Timothy Yo is now stuck between the 2 sporting class guys, and Ensign Liu is just behind there trying to close up and hopefully get closer and closer to Justin To. As right now we have a look at what's happening up in front. Mitchell Chia has now been caught up here by Adil Rahimi. This was what I was very worried about, even though he managed to secure a massive 2-second lead. Seems now has been cut down to only half a second between himself and car number 63. Adil Rahimi is now on a chase for a possible win here in race number 2.
Well, we spoke about earlier on, he was 2.7 seconds behind Mitchell Chia. Tetapi sekarang Adil Rahimi hanya belakang dengan Mitchell Chia dengan 0.5 saat saja. So let's see if Adil Rahimi is able to do something and get himself in P1. The battle is on. Pertarungan yang cukup baik antara Mitchell Chia dan juga Adil Rahimi. Dan kita lihat tekanan daripada Adil Rahimi. Kini berada di dalam P yang kedua. Jentera nombor 63 Mitchell Chia telah pun merasai tekanan itu dan masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama. Still keeping himself really consistent, trying not to shake it off. But Adil Rahimi is a man on a mission right now, Victor. He really wants that P1, and he got 18 minutes left in this race to prove himself.
Yeah, wow, this is going to be now the real challenge here from Mitchell Chia, being able to hold back Adil Rahimi. I did allude to perhaps troubles with his car. That's kind of why he's been kind of the back burner when it comes to qualifying performance battles so far in this season, but he's been able to consistently demonstrate his ability to race every time we come to these reverse grid race number 2s. But now it is that straight line handicap that he has at the moment that's starting to become a massive challenge for him now, as he needs to keep Adi Rahimi behind him for the next 17 minutes, or if Adi Rahimi does pass him, figure out a way to try to battle him back for the lead here so that he will be the first one to get that checkered flag.
Yeah, Mitchell Chia pertarungan dengan Adi Rahimi. It's going to be a long battle antara dua-dua ni. Walaupun kita lihat side skirt beliau telah pun dikeluar di situ dah, Victor.
Yeah.
Tetapi di belakang kita lihat Freddy Ang mengkalkan di dalam P yang ketiga dan P yang keempat untuk Nabil Azlan. So this could be a long 17 minutes for all of these races right now, because one mistake, things could change around.
Indeed, it will. I mean, very similar situation for both Freddy Ang and Nabil Aslan, like what it was from yesterday's race, where Nabil was consistently towing only behind Freddy Ang the entire race. Bit of an action going on here into turn 1 as Adi Rahimi now attempts to try to make a move, but Mitchell Chia is defending very hard against this, tries to hold him up before that breaking point. So it seems like he has that under control, though I do say that Adi Rahimi looks like he does have the faster race cars. He is clearly more than 0.3 of a second faster than Mitchell Chia over the last lap. So Adi Rahimi is coming in with a lot of pace, and this is going to be a massive struggle here for Mitchell Chia to keep up because of the handicap, as I alluded to before.
Ya, Adi Rahimi masih lagi memberikan tekanan di situ, dan kita lihat Mitchell Chia masih menafikan semua gerakan daripada Adi Rahimi sekarang ni, dan masih lagi menafikan Adi Rahimi. Dan kita mempunyai lebih kurang 16 minit saja di dalam race ini. Kepada anda yang baru saja masuk pelan secara langsung, ini adalah Toyota GAZOO Racing musim yang ke-8, round yang kedua, race yang kedua, dan kita sedang lihat pertarungan yang cukup baik antara Mitchell Chia dan juga Adi Rahimi, the battle for P1. Siapa-siapa yang memintas, either it's going to be Adi Rahimi, then he's going to be in P1, or else Mitchell Chia akan mengkalkan di dalam P yang pertama. But so far so good untuk Mitchell Chia, mengkalkan beliau di dalam P yang pertama, dan masih lagi menafikan semua attacking movement daripada Adi Rahimi sekarang ni, Victor.
Ya, shout out juga kepada mereka di dalam Facebook. Mereka bincangkan pasal transmisi di dalam kereta ni. So ya, memang kereta ni diubah suai jadi manual, bukan CVT lagi. So mereka juga pakai gearbox yang biasa. Alamak, a big hit there onto the inside from Nabil Aslan to Freddy Ang, forcing him off the track. Ahmad Nagdev may be able to pick up another place here if he comes around the outside. Indeed, he does pass Freddy Ang as we come out of the hairpin turn. What has happened there in this race? Because Nabil Aslan for the longest time was just hanging on behind Freddy Ang, seemed to have actually tried to hook in on the inside of the hairpin, and it's all gone completely wrong for them as it came together.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but then you have to expect when things like this happen, especially in this race. But man, we have a look at that again.
So,
Here we go.
Massive dive from behind as well. That's going to be controversial for sure under review. But that's a big hit on the side of Freddy Ang there, and that's what actually forced him off of the track. And that's also cost him a position there. Ahmad Nagdev coming around and actually securing another position up in front. So Nabil Aslan will continue to roll on. We'll have to see how that will be concluded at the end of the race. But that's certainly not a good look here as far as the battle is concerned.
Yep. So kepada yang berada dalam secara langsung, ada yang tanya if it's manual. Yes, it's manual seperti Victor mengatakan.
Yeah.
Ya, semua telah pun ditukar sebenarnya. So we are not racing on auto actually. Jangan salah faham. But tidak apa, kita akan teruskan dengan perlumbaan kita. Mitchell Chia masih berada dalam P yang pertama, dan kita lihat itu adalah jentera nombor 3, Victor. Freddy Ang. Ini adalah battle untuk spotting sebenarnya. Dan kita tunggu dan lihat siapakah yang akan dapat posisi yang baik di dalam minit-minit yang terakhir sekarang ni. 13 minit. So, a long way to go. 13 minutes is pretty long actually. A lot of opportunities for the racers to make their move and also, you know, get in the position that they want.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, for the drivers, it's all about managing their fatigue levels, because normally in the Vios challenge, we run 30-minute sprints. You know, this is one of the few rounds where we're actually doing the full 60-minute on the full circuit, no less. So you can imagine with the average speeds being way higher compared to just using half the track, you know, these drivers are not only under more forces than usual, but with the track temperature and situation going on out in Sepang, it's usually a huge test of the driver's physical and mental abilities out here. So really, especially for the guys who are still holding on to the track positions, like Mitchell Chia holding to the lead of the super sporting class, this is now, you know, the longest 13 minutes that remains in their lives right now.
Really like when he says the longest 13 minutes. Of course, it is going to be the longest one. Just in tow, 1.778 seconds between Elson Liu. So this is going to be the battle for P1 in the sporting class. So Justin Toh right now, he was earlier on he was battling with the super sporting, although they're not in the same class, but right now he finally found a good competitor. And that is going to be Elson Liu there, Victor. With 12 minutes to go, the race is still on between these two.
Yeah, now a proper battle going on here as and Elson is going to be able to continue to try to chase, but he still needs to try to keep Timothy Yeo behind, and Timothy is just only happy enough to take the toe off of him, especially on the straights. So still not quite out of the woods really for Elson Liu, and you can already see that Justin Toh is way ahead of the two drivers right now. So he's certainly feeling a lot more confident to try to hold out the next 12 minutes or so. You know, it's a really I just wanted to go on a bit of a tangent to talk about, you know, the fact that, you know, these cars compared to the Super GT cars, the GT300s and the GT500s, these guys not only are using what is effectively a stock road car, but it's also using road tires as well. That's why as you see the drivers go through turns like 5 and 6, for example, you can see them literally slide and drift. It's so beautiful to see these drivers keep the car under control, you know, on a racetrack like this and under those kind of speeds. This is not exactly the kind of things that, you know, road cars are necessarily designed to do, but the fact that these drivers are still able to race so hard against each other like this is so exciting to see.
Yeah, dan kalau kita lihat di dalam rookie class, Justin Rahul Dev sekarang masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama. He's still keeping himself in a P1. P2, I believe it's going to be for Genevieve there, Victor. Yeah, Genevieve right now keeping herself in P2. And P3 for Aiden Khalid. Well, things could change. As we know, time is ticking away. And we're coming towards another long straight. Could this be the moment? We might be some of them making a move right now. Aman Nakdev locking in into Nabil Azlan right now as we're coming into turn 1. And Aman Nakdev could not find the situation and could not find the space so far. And Nabil Azlan still denying every entry over there, every possible gap. But on the other side, Mitchell Chia is under pressure there, Victor. Adi Rahimi masih lagi memberikan tekanan yang cukup baik. Dan kita lihat, the last 10 minutes is going to be epic blockbuster, my man.
I mean, Adi Rahimi is definitely biding his time. You know, the last thing he wants to do is to try to push hard to make the pass on Mitchell Chia and still have to defend for another 5 minutes, you know, before getting to the checker flag. So the timing is going to be absolutely of importance here, just like it is with NASCAR, right? In NASCAR, you don't make the final pass until the literal final moment. And this is exactly what Adi Rahimi needs to do. He has to have a lot of patience in his mind. We can see already from the lap times that he has a faster car on average compared to Mitchell Chia. It's just that Mitchell is so aggressive in his defending that Adi Rahimi is not able to gain that much of an advantage. But by continuing to keep behind him, continue to keep the pressure on him, not only will he be able to capitalize on any mistakes that comes out on Mitchell's part, but should the right moment arise, he'll be in the perfect position to finally make the attack and to try to snatch away that checkered flag.
Betul tu, Victor. Bagi saya boleh dikatakan Mitchell Chia has been one of the very best when it comes to defending. Tetapi berapa lama beliau boleh menafikan gerakan-gerakan daripada Adi Rahimi, dan inilah peluang untuk Adi Rahimi. Oh, no. He went too wide. The pressure caught up onto him and man had to lose so many positions over there. Mitchell Chia keeps himself in P1, but Adi Rahimi over there, and there you go, another pass coming through. Freddie Ang leaves Adi Rahimi all the way at the back. Well, sometimes some things might not happen the way we want.
The best laid plans, am I right? I mean, he tried, wow, that's very aggressive pushing going on for the Adi Rahimi. There's no way he was going to make that corner under that circumstance. So very much an unforced error on his part. Perhaps that patience that I was alluding to may have just run out here for Adi Rahimi as he attempted to make the move around the outside. Not a typical way you want to do it, for sure. But now it completely cost him 3 grid positions as a result. It's now he's chasing Freddie Ang for fighting for effectively what is scraps here for P4. While in the meantime, Nabil Aslam makes his move all the way back up into the podium. And guess what? Aman Nakdev also
He's back.
He's back up in the P3, boys.
He's back. 8 minit saja yang berbaki dan Aman Nakdev daripada India. He's back on the race, on the podium position. Jentera nombor 7 sekarang ni akan bertemu dengan Nabil Azlan, jentera nombor 28, dan Mitchell Chia in the P1. Dan there you go. Sedih sebenarnya. And just didn't go to plan untuk Adi Rahimi. Gentleman number 63, he was driving all well. You know what, Victor? If he actually passed Mitchell Chia, I wanted to say he's the driver of the day.
Yeah,
I really wanted to say, because he was so consistent from the start. But that one movement, that one moment, Victor, changed the entire outcome.
Yeah, and it's such a shame as well. Now he's putting him like all the way outside of the podium here with less than 8 minutes to remain in this race here. Now 3 drivers here on the podium, and you're on your screens right now. Mitchell Chia in front, Nabil Aslan in second place, and Ahmad Dev now back up into third place, the same position that he managed to climb up to in race number 1, but unfortunately had to retire towards the end of the race, denying him that podium position. But now it looks like he's on the cusp of taking it here. Wow, you can just imagine the pressure now on him to actually bring that car home.
Ya, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita mempunyai lebih kurang 7 minit saja yang berbaki di dalam race kita ini untuk hari ini. Kepada yang baru saja masuk ke dalam siaran langsung, inilah Toyota GAZOO Racing season yang ke-8, round yang kedua. Kita on board bersama dengan race leaders, iaitu Mitchell Chia untuk P pertama, P yang kedua untuk Nabil Aslan, P ketiga untuk Aman Nakdev, dan untuk sporting class pula kita lihat Justin Toh di dalam P yang pertama, P kedua untuk Elson Lu, masih lagi bertemu dengan gentleman nombor 23, but he's actually from the other class. Third position over there is going to go for Monai right now there, Victor.
Yeah, Monai is still lurking in the background there, as is Adam Mikhail, who has fought so hard to get himself up in this position, but just is a little bit shy of a possible podium here for the G-Mart Motorsport driver. But in the meantime, it's going to be Elson Liu, who is just donating the toe, as it were, to Timothy Yo throughout this entire battle so far. But another 6.5 minutes still remain, though. The pressure still is amping up for these drivers to make sure they bring that car home safely, because again, it's not about how you make the race, it's about how you actually finish the race here. So yeah, in any case, I still want to continue. I actually want to give a little bit of inside information for all the commenters on Facebook right now who is absolutely having a massive technical discussion about the gearboxes. So here's the thing, all the cars here, they are, yes, the current generation Vioses, but the race teams not only have to buy the car, they also have to purchase a manual transmission, which is still a H shifter, a 5-speed H shifter, and that's still compatible with these engines from the current generation of Vios cars. So they don't use paddle shifts, they still use the H shifter, but it's still very much a manual transmission here, so that's what all the drivers have to use out on the racetrack.
Absolutely. So that is a little bit of information on the transmission. And right now, we're going to be fully focusing on the sporting class. Elson Liu still battling on against Justin Toh right now, but Justin is pretty much far away. His battle is going to be right behind that. So you can still see the gap is already been widening up. So we're coming around on the turn number 1 so far. Race leader Mitchell Chia still keeping himself in P1. You know what, Victor? I have to change my stance over there. Maybe this time it's going to be Mitchell Chia. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, a bit of fight going on in the front, actually, because Nabil Aslan is trying to hook around the outside of Mitchell Chia. There we go. Continuation of that battle here is Nabil Aslan looking like he's getting very alive here in the final 5 minutes. He had missed out on the opportunity to take the checkered flag at race 1, and now the opportunity seems to be presenting himself for a possibility of getting the checkered flag. But now he's going to be up against Mitchell Chia, another contender for the championship this year. So this is going to be an exciting final 5-minute battle for us here.
You know what, Victor? Saya hampir-hampir mengatakan Mitchell Chia could be the driver of the day. Tetapi I did not actually see Nabil Aslan was right behind in turn 1. Tetapi sekarang kita dah lihat Nabil Aslan bukan saja berada di dalam jarak yang agak jauh, beliau berada di dalam 0.3 saat belakang Mitchell Chia sekarang ni. And right now, let's see if that's going to be something coming on. But Aman Nakdev might be making a move into P2 now, and Aman Nakdev got himself into P2, leaving Nabil Aslan right behind them, my man.
Wow, that's impressive here, but Nabil Aslan, he's not out of it yet, though. He can still try to fight back against Aman Nakdev going into the hairpin turn. Now they're coming out of turn 8 here on the exit. Let's see if he can get the speed necessarily to get alongside under braking. Mitchell Chia is definitely going to be hoping that Aman will continue to hold off Nabil Aslan, because that's going to further add to his chances of taking the checkered flag first. But Aman Nakdev, though, still holds up Nabil Aslan behind. As now Freddie Ang is actually caught up to the two of them. So now this is actually quickly turning into a multi-car battle here. Freddie Ang perhaps also trying to nab at the opportunity to get a podium as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a long 3 minutes remaining in this race so far. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Toyota GAZOO Racing Season 8. And right now, we are coming towards the very end of this race. It's still very on and very open for the rest of the other positions as well, from P2 to P3. And still, there's pressure coming on from Nabil Azlan towards Ahmad Nagdev, who just easily passed him earlier on. But right now, this long straight here could be changing right now, especially Nabil Azlan has the opportunity to make a move.
Yeah, wow, this is going to be, well, just going to be glued to the screens for the next 3 minutes. You guys better keep an eye on this battle here, because this is the battle not only for the overall lead, but for victory in the super sporting class here.
Yeah.
Mitchell Chia is just hanging on here with only 9/10 of a second ahead of Ahmad Nagdev, who has a slight peak there. He's already announcing his intentions right now to keep the pressure onto Mitchell Chia throughout, but also simultaneously defending against both Nabil Azlan, Freddie Ang, and of course Adi Rahimi behind him as well. Imagine the pressure right now on a driver who came all the way from India to race here in Malaysia and looking like he might enjoy some a nice little place here on the podium.
Oh, for sure, man. Look at that. One mistake could change the entire outcome. This entire straight lane right now. And that is a huge change over here. I actually wanted to see what actually happened in P1.
Yeah,
but man, it's changed. But never mind. We're going to be still looking onto it as well.
Yeah,
Some of them. And here we go. That is car number 32. Elson Liu up against Justin Toe, actually?
Yeah, that's not Justin, that's Monai behind him.
Monai, yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually a battle for P2, actually, with Elson being the one in front there. And right now, oh boy, Ahmad Nagdev, he's got hooked onto the inside there, coming out of turn 3 by Nabil Azlan. So the battle for P2 is absolutely raging on right now. Bit of a 3-wide situation as well. Freddie Ang splits the 2 drivers now, trying to cut in front of Ahmad Nagdev, going into turn 4, but a push from him forces both of the cars off of the track, and that's opened up the opportunity for Adi Rahimi to actually slip past and take away the position here from Nabil Azlan.
And man, he got himself in P2 again. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? This is what I've been telling you. In the final laps, Adi Rahimi made the impossible possible, man. He's in P2. He's in podium position. No matter what's happening right behind there, he's like, you know, you guys can fight. I'm taking this P2 by myself, man.
Wow. That's
crazy.
That's a good recovery on the track here for Adi Rahimi for sure. But man, Ahmad Nagdev attempted to try to hold off, but Freddie Ang, by splitting in the middle of them, just caused, already kicked off the entire scenario there. And he just literally took both him and Ahmad Nagdev outside of the track and outside of the podium now. This is going to be a massive now, as we're already on the final lap here. Mitchell Chia is on a cruise of victory here. Adi Rahimi is 1.6 seconds behind, but things are not quite over yet between Freddie Ang and Ahmad Nagdev as they continue to battle on here for the podium position, actually, I should say. Freddie Ang is actually on the podium now. He's in P3. So again, Ahmad Nagdev, wow, you again so close, yet so far here for our Indian driver.
Like I told you there, Victor, within 3 minutes, everything changed. And especially in that last 1 minute, things changed super drastically in one moment. And just everything just went the other way around. But still, there you go. We are coming around over here. Mitchell Chia still keeping himself in P1. And P2 right there for Adi Rahimi. Can you believe it? Adi Rahimi, earlier on, everyone said, all right, he's out. He's out of that, you know, a podium position. Right now, man is back in podium position.
Yeah, still fighting it out. Mitchell Chia is going to be coming around the final corner now to take his checkered flag. Adi Rahimi behind. Freddie Ang attempting to hold off. Ahmad Nagdev looked like he had a peek around the outside, but couldn't slip out on the side quite yet. Mitchell Chia, though, he's going to be taking the line first. He will be taking the win here in race number 2 of round 2. What an outstanding performance here for the TD Prima Pearl Racing driver. Adi Rahimi takes a respectable 2nd place, and Freddie Ang successfully holds up Ahmad Nagdev for 3rd place in the super sporting class.
You know what, Victor? I have to bring my stats back again. Driver of the day, Adi Rahimi, my man.
Oh man, we'll have to see. Well, now the sporting class drivers are coming through. Justin Toe, uncontested, will take 1st place here in race number 2 for the sporting class. And what a performance it is. He drifts his way through the start line. And Elson Liu follows in behind with a 2nd place victory. His hands in the air and a bit of a drag race going on behind. It's going to be Shafiq Samsuddin who beats them to the line, although on the control line there, I think Shafiq Samsuddin is actually, yes, he is ahead of John He and actually successfully takes that position there from him. But then again, there
what
we
a
go.
performance by this kid, isn't it? Justin Rahul Dev, man. Just spectacular so far, keeping himself in P1, and he will be taking that into his hands, winning it all himself, my man. Rookie sensation, Rahul Dev, man. Wow, perfect.
Yeah, so that's it was like a P3 performance, I believe he had when it came to round number 1. So this is going to be a very well-fought victory here for Justin Rauldev in the rookie class. I believe it's going to be Genevieve Ooi who will take second place there as soon as she comes around that final corner. I think that should be no, actually that's not her quite yet. But yeah, Genevieve will take second place in the rookie class. Aina Khalid likely to take third. There's Adi Rahimi celebrating.
He can celebrate. He can celebrate all he wants. You know, he has all the bragging rights right now. Man made it happen, you know. It was impossible in the first 3 minutes, but it was possible in the last 30 seconds. So he made that happen. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Adi's definitely got your vote when it comes to driver of the day, but I still want to give the shout out here to Mitchell Chia because, you know, considering that, you know, he came in the round 2 already at a slight disadvantage, had struggled to get the top speed on the main straights even from round 1, so therefore is not able to qualify as well as he normally would. The fact he's able to still come back hard and still take the win in race number 2, that still gives, that's why I still want to give him the vote for driver of the day as far as I'm concerned. Like, he literally had to fight very hard for this victory here, and the fact that he still comes through, still took the checkered flag first. Overall, impressive performance here from Mitchell Chia.
Superbly done, and here you go, Justin Rahul Dev. What a racing day for this young kid over here. He has just made everything the way he wanted, keeping himself in the first position, and man, even in the rookies, we still saw how aggressive it was yesterday between Aiden Khalid and also Hakish. But today, the results were a little bit different, and right now we have already seen the provisional results on the screen that will be coming up very shortly. But what a race we had. And there you go, the provisional results are out for the Super Sporting. Mitchell Chia wins this race in P1. And congratulations to Team Prima Pearl, SP Selatan. And there you go, the second place goes for Adi Raimi. Laser Motor Racing, a proud moment for them, especially a huge redemption in the last 1 to 30 seconds over there. And P3 for Freddie Ang, Tlagamas Toyota. And it just didn't go to plan for Aman Nagdev. He was nearly there in the podium position there, Victor. But that one final moment changed the entire outcome and he had to fall into P4.
Yeah, but still, points are still for him, you know, compared to what it was for race number 1. So still a great recovery, nevertheless, for Aman Nagdev. It's just such a shame that things turned out the way they did, but that's all. But that all allowed Adi Rahimi to make the impressive comeback in that final lap for sure. Now for the Sporting race 2 provisional results, Justin To takes the take the win on track here, 4.6 seconds ahead of Elson Liu, and what impressive battle he had with Monai, actually tangling together with the Super Sporting class drivers as well in order to try to make it happen here. Juan He, the winner of race number 1, has to settle for a 4th place finish, but still probably will come out this weekend here with a handsome amount of points.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do much more better, and the rest of the other racers have finished in their respective positions as well. So that is for the Sporting class. We're moving on into the rookie class very soon, but man, today's race has been really spectacular compared to yesterday. And there you go, this is for the rookies. So first position being held by Justin Rahul Dev. He won the race from, he doesn't have a team anyway, but yeah. Second is going to go for Genevieve Ooi. The third is going to go for Aiden Khalid. Fourth for Ian James. Fifth for Harkich.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting when it comes to the rookie class. Like, this is the next generation of Malaysian drivers who are coming up the crop here, thanks to TGR's racing program here, uplifting these young talents and giving them opportunities to race out the track here, especially out in Sepang International Circuit. Let's go ahead and have a look at the highlights of this race here. This was the rolling start that we saw early on, and this is where, you know, Adi Rahimi, he started on the front row alongside Bradley Benedict, mind you, but look at the way the other cars like Nabil Aslan and Eddie Liu just rocketed past them right from the get-go here, and that's why they ended up in the front battling as the cars pile around into turn 2. And you can see how close and how chaotic it can be in these start situations here, because the cars even 3 wide going into the Bajaya hairpin.
That's the moment we
saw.
saw.
That's the moment we saw on track there, and that probably is what took out Adele Liu, who unfortunately had to retire from this race. We got the race back underway later on. We saw Ashen Shanmugam Jogannathan, who had to come in with that massive damage out in front. He did get it taped up, but unfortunately a mechanical flag was waved for him, forcing him to pit, and I believe he finished, he actually retired from the race effectively. This is where a bit of contact happened here with Freddie Ang and Aman Nagdev, and that's some of the battling that we saw from the front runners in front. This was a big hit on the side there, and that caused Adi Rahimi to lose out on on an opportunity to snatch the lead from Mitchell Chia, but nevertheless he came back really strong later on with a final lap push that allowed him to get back up into P2, and that's why he got your vote as driver of the day.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this, man, especially over here. It's a shame for Aman Nagdev, you know. He was really consistent in his position, and there you go, Mitchell Chia winning this race. He was really consistent, Aman Nagdev, but unfortunately that one incident took him out on the other side, and Adi Rahimi got himself in the position that he actually wanted, and he got it into P2. It's a podium finish, but at the end of the day, the points that what matters for the rest as well. But one thing I would like to highlight there, Victor, you know, despite the duct tapes incident earlier on, right? Yeah. The pit crew, they can really say, we give 1,000 effort to put you back on the race, you know? You will not see that in many other series I've seen. You know, sometimes those kind of incidents, they just retire. But over here, we're going to tape as much as you're going to go back until the race director says it's a mechanical, it's a mechanical stop and you go back in.
Okay, never give up. Is that,
never give up,
that's the word. So that's the end of our racing going on track. We're going to be handing things over now to our host, who is over down by the South Paddock, and he's going to be giving us his own closing thoughts of this race and this weekend as a whole. So to Nas, our host out on the ground there, over to you.
Thank you, boys. Thank you so very much. That was Victor Cax and Matthews Isaac. Wow! As you guys said, what an awesome race that we've had here in round 2. As the cars go through their scrutineering process, we want to say that that is why there is a core fans for Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge. We take a look at Nabil Azlan, who was supposed to be the biggest winner with double points here in round 2, coming in at P1 for race day 1. And here, he was already from P6 moving all the way to P1, Nabil Azlan. And of course, suddenly Mitchell Chia from Prima Pearl decided enough is enough. And once he takes the lead at P1, there was no way he was going to let it go. But at the same time, Nabil Azlan still holding on at P2. Losing his place in the last 4 minutes of the race, Adi Rahimi saw his chance from P5, pipping it all the way. Aman Nagdev as well, our racer from India, racing for Axel Sports. Unfortunate day for him as well. It's double points and he was all set to be on the podium until that last minute push from Adi Rahimi. All thrills and spills in super sporting class. And in sporting class, you saw quite a bit of battles as well. When you see all the groups or all the categories together in one race, you see a lot of heated battles, even between classes. We saw how Timothy Teo and Justin To battle it out, although they're in different classes. But Justin To, our driver from Singapore, doing his very best, gaining his podium P1. Congratulations to Elson Liu in P2. And our Thai driver, Mr. Monai, his moniker for RUK Next, coming in for a podium 3rd place finish. Well done. As well as for our rookies, congratulations to Justin Rahul again, holding on to P1 for the TGR rookies. Genevieve Uy coming in at P1, losing 1 place, but still on the podium as well. Aiden Khalik, congratulations, twice on the podium for P1 and, race 1 and race 2. So that's thrills and spills from race day 2 here at Sepang International Circuit. And we already see some cheers coming up already. We have the provisional results at the ready, and just a few moments we'll have the prize giving ceremony. Thank you so much to our fans for holding it steady, watching the race from start to finish. Hopefully you had as much fun watching it live as we have here from Sepang International Circuit. Thanks again to our racecasters, Victor Cax and Matthews Isaac. So we draw the curtain close here on race day 2 for round 2, Toyota GAZOO Racing Vios Challenge 2025. I'm Nazruddin Rahman, and of course, hold it steady as we go into round 3 and catch the latest news on all our socials, TGR Malaysia. Check us out. Till then, this is Nas Rahman and this is GAZOO Racing. Have a great day, everyone, at Sepang International Circuit.
Gravity. It can't hold us back if we keep moving forward. Limits, we stretch them, break them, set them. Our passion, unbeatable. Our devotion, unstoppable. They call us speed chasers, the fast lane philosophers. Engineers of ever better motorsports bred cars, driven by endurance, precision, and raising bars. Designed for the spirit of racing within us all. Running the perfect lap, closing the seconds gap. Then, doing it again, but faster. Nothing stops us pushing the limits for better. This is GAZOO Racing.
Everyone expects you to be someone. But what if you want to be someone else? What if that someone is unexpected, unconventional, unaffected by what others think? Untraditional, unfazed by demands, unstoppable, unopposed to change. That's when you become unordinary. Undeniably you. So go on. Defy expectations with the all-new Vios.
Just what on earth is GAZOO Racing? GAZOO Racing is a spirit. The spirit of pushing one's limits. It's more than just a badge, a symbol, or a poster on a wall. GAZOO Racing is Kaizen of competitiveness. It's the rubber hitting the road again and again and again. Fine-tuned on the world's most demanding racetracks. Powered not just by all forms of energy, but also by our passion to accelerate, exhilarate, elevate the Toyota mandate of making ever better cars. Moving not just people, but the human spirit forward. This is our spirit. This is GAZOO Racing.
Toyota. Move your world.
It's not just the speed, not just the roar of the engine or the scent of burnt rubber on tarmac. It's the silence before the lights go out. The heartbeat that pounds louder than the rev limiter. The moment you stop being a person and become one with the machine. Some do it for the legacy. Some for the ones who said they never could. And some, they race to feel alive. Because out here, every second is earned. Every corner is a decision between glory and gravity. This isn't just racing. It's an obsession. Purpose. It's freedom. And for those who understand it, no explanation is needed. This is GAZOO Racing.